Hello friends and welcome back. This is going to be quite a unedited take. I haven't even had time to dry my hair, but I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to quickly talk about the voice note guy that is on TikTok. And I'm assuming if you've clicked on this video, you'll have seen the whole furore around it. And I just wanted to quickly give a few of my thoughts on the situation, why I think the internet has exploded because of it. So first of all, I'm assuming you've clicked on this video because you know the story. But if you don't know the story, basically one man and one woman went on a date. They seemed to have a nice time. Nothing happened, went back to their separate places, and then a man gave the woman the voice note. The gist of the voice note is that the man said, I will only go back to your house if I can have sex with you. If I can't have sex with you, there's no point me coming round. I have to admit, I haven't looked at everyone's take. I kind of quickly looked through YouTube to see what other people have done. A lot of people have done takes that were like 1 hour takes, and I don't have the time to sit through that. I just wanted to give you my take on the situation. And I wanted to talk about if I think the man is just simply being honest or do I think he's a tool. Basically, I think this man is an idiot. I think what happened is there was some kind of miscommunication. And this is what usually happens on dating apps because men lie on dating apps. They're not honest with what they want. And this man clearly wanted a sexual encounter. But somewhere along the line, there was a miscommunication. And the girl thought that he wanted more, but he clearly didn't. He clearly just wanted sex. And I don't know, first of all, why did he not put that on his profile? Why did he not put that on his dating profile, that he just wanted sex? And I'll tell you why. Men do not put this on their dating app because they know women won't message them. They know if they just put looking for casual, women won't message them. That's why they lie. So that's the first thing. The second thing is people have been getting confused about consent, and some women, they have been siding with this man saying, what's the problem? He gave consent. He said, I'll only come round if I have sex. This is consent. This is not consent. I feel like most of the people on my channel will know this, but consent can be withdrawn at any time. Saying to someone, I give consent to have sex on a day 3 days in advance is not consent. It's the same reasoning as me saying, okay, I'm going to go to a restaurant on Tuesday and I'm going to have salad, no dessert. And then what happens? I go to the restaurant on Tuesday and I want pizza and ice cream. I've changed what I wanted. And this is why this man was a bit of an idiot, because you can't have consent 3-4 days in advance. But was he just being honest? People are arguing that the man was just being honest. A lot of women I see, liberal women of the Gen Z generation, was saying that this lady dodged a bullet. She dodged a bullet, basically. He showed her who he was and what he wanted, and she dodged a bullet. I just think this is still really creepy. A lot of people have gone into the argument of coercion. Did this man try and coerce a woman into sex? And possibly in a way he did. I think older women would see this man as an absolute tool and just delete him or block him. But I generally think younger women would probably be coerced into that type of relationship. I just think he's a bit of a jerk, and I think he probably has been red-pilled. He comes across as a bit of a jerk for saying that a woman's only use is tied up into her sexual value. And unfortunately, we're seeing this more and more online now. This notion that a female's worth is only tied up in her sexual value. And it is so sad. It's so sad that these people just couldn't communicate and they couldn't just have a second date. This man wanted to just treat this woman like a blow-up doll and treat her not as a human, and to just pull the rug from up under her and say, well, if we're not going to have sex, I don't want to meet you again. And how is that going to make a 25-year-old feel? How is that going to make a 25-year-old feel if she feels, I'm not worthy enough as a person, I'm not exciting or dynamic or interesting enough for a man to want to spend time with me without sex, without the act of having sex? I must be a really shitty person. And I think I can only imagine what a 25-year-old would feel if this happened to them. They would more than likely cave and give the man sex because maybe if they're lonely. I think I've had grey area sex in the past where I've had sex and thought, I didn't really want to do that. And I can only imagine what these young Gen Z women are feeling now in this culture of this is what it's like, this is what it's like, this is what the men are like. Half the internet is saying that this man is honest and he communicated his standards and it's up to the female to decide. And then the other half of the internet are just calling out this man as a jerk. And I think he probably is, to be honest. Women are just tired. We're tired and fed up of being told that we can have sex without consequences. I largely don't think that is the case. And I think that's why women are pulling back. And I think that's why she released the memo. And also, the inverse of this, if the roles were the other way around and the genders were swapped, would a man post this to TikTok? No. If a woman said to a man, hey, I'm only coming round your house if we have sex, most men would be like, yeah, that's fine. There wouldn't really be an issue. They wouldn't upload it to TikTok. But this is why I think he was wrong, because he assumed that she would have the same emotions as him. He assumed that she would be okay with it. And even his wording, this transcript of it, he was using really masculine wording to try and get this woman to acquiesce to his decision, basically, and what he wanted. He was saying, oh yeah, I'll just come round and then we can fuck and have some wine. I mean, even it just makes me cringe hearing of it. Can you imagine if a man texted that to you and said, oh yeah, we can just fuck and have some wine? How masculine is that? That wording is like some kind of frat bro at a frat house and they're talking about getting some beer. You're talking about a human. You're talking about a human being. When I heard this, man, I just felt for this woman, because what must she be feeling? That she's not worthy enough unless she puts out. This is what's happening in society. Why do men just hate women so much that they only view them in terms of having sex? And I know it's only one person, but I had a similar story when I was dating. I had a similar story. It's not even a Gen Z thing. I had a similar story when I was dating of if I didn't want to have sex with a man, he would just ghost me, ignore me, pull away and go to someone else. This is generally what I found, and probably why I've been single so long, is because these were the type of men that I was mixing with. Men that didn't see a woman's beauty, men that didn't see my value outside of what I could offer sexually. And this is so sad about the current culture. Do you agree with me? Do you agree that he was just being honest? Or do you think he was just being an absolute idiot? And I kind of fall down the line of he is an honest idiot, but mainly an idiot. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.